Okay, so for those of you guys who want to build up Bonnie or Hugin, they are the last batch of characters from the Waves of Intrigue season previously. So for that, they will come to the season store in about 1 to 2 weeks time in the final quarter for season 3. So I think Bonnie is a character that most people are saving for. So feel free to save your token for her, at least I'll say enough to buy 16 copies when she first released, so about 19.2. And then if you want to buy 2 batches for her, then just prepare to save up about 38,000, right? 38,400 to get 2 sets of Bonnie to get her to Supreme Plus minimally. So that's for Bonnie's Soul Sigil. Now for Hugin's case, Hugin is usable as well, but I think Hugin generally is, I'll say, like a good addition in case you don't have some of the best buffers in the game. So this is where if you are saving for Hugin, you can also do the same, just save up your tokens for the last 2 characters to come. So that's for Bonnie and Hugin. Now for all the characters right here, I think in general some of these characters, they are still really good. Like they are very prominent in the current meta. So we're going to run through the different units you want to prioritize, which game modes they're good at, and you know which tiers you should push them into based on the current state of the game for your server or for your account. So first of all, characters that you shouldn't go for or shouldn't prioritize. Number 1, Elsa. Elsa's very niche to Arena and Supreme Arena with the Iron Armors combo, and it's not even that good in the current meta. So yeah, not recommended because not versatile and not very strong. Same for Nara. Nara this season is really weak because like I think the rise of Tasi, Talin, Bonnie comms in general makes it such that Nara's ability to kill people quickly is sort of negated, because if you kill Tasi as well as Talin first, doesn't matter, they just come back to life. So Nara generally is pretty weak for the PvP side, and even for the AFK stage pushing side, you just need 1 copy for her pulling ability to pull units into Smokey's ultimate. So you should at least get 1 copy from the A level Soul Sigils on all the random stuff if you have gotten her. But even if you don't have her, it's perfectly fine because you have other substitutes like Siren or Iron to go with your Smokey for the Smokey ultimate combo. So that's for Nara's case, not recommended. Hugin also not recommended because like the meta right now, at least for PvP where Hugin should actually excel in, is more magical damage centric. So yeah, Hugin doesn't do that much there, and he's kind of weak to the current meta because his physical damage negation doesn't work that well against Bonnie Tasi combos. So that's for Hugin's case. And then Soren this season is also pretty weak because smaller factional talents, as well as I think Soren's kit being weak fundamentally makes it such that this character is just not that good. Like previously, I think for the Maulers, they had a really good factional talent. So this is where you might still be able to squeeze in Soren in certain teams to just get that factional talent off and have an insanely good factional talent ability to back your team with the control from Soren. But this season, really weak, so don't recommend. And then Luca as well, pretty bad. Factional talent is not that good, and you have a lot of better tank options. So that's for Luca's case. Now, for the most versatile characters, or characters that are generally usable across both the PvE side as well as PvP side. So these are the characters that I think they have a lot of tiers longevity. They have a lot of unit longevity in the game ever since their release, and I would recommend people to go for them. So the first one would be Ludovic. So Ludovic is usable for your PvP as a burst healer to go with your Grave Bonds like Bonnie, or go with your Grave Bonds like Torrent for the PvP end. And generally speaking, for the Endless Dream Realm side, ever since Ludovic has been released in the game, and ever since people figure out like, hey, the best way to deal with the Endless Dream Realm bosses is through HP percentage damage, Ludovic has often seen use in the best meta teams. So like his character longevity is there, and his versatility is also there. So a character which I think if you haven't built him up, should actually build up so that you can actually use him across your lifespan in AFK journey. It's a pretty good long-term character, and is currently one of the best for the Endless Dream Realm bosses anyway. So if you are fighting for the best ranks, you will need this character anyway. So I'll highly recommend you to go for Ludovic. And then next is Lily May. So Lily May right now on my account is currently Paragon 4, as you guys can see. So I can't actually purchase any more sigils. But for Lily May's case, this character comes in and out for specific PvE contents that are damage centric. So right now, maybe not as dominant as she used to be on the PvE side, because like previously, I think she can be used in the Endless Dream Realm bosses. You also see her in certain AFK stages. Although in AFK stages, I think you still see her as an ultimate cancelling character that builds up damage over time together with Harrock. So there are setups that still runs her. So generally speaking, she is still usable. Not as meta in the PvE side, but on the PvP side, she's still one of the most meta character, being able to do a lot of burst damage, being able to be elusive, as well as cancel the ultimate of the opponent at the start of the battle, which cancels out Iron teams in general unless the opponent has Nero or Bryon. So very good character all around in terms of versatility as well as longevity. Now the next character which I'll say has quite a fair bit of longevity would be Almas. So another character which I think you can go for one copy is Mikola. So Mikola is not as like meta like in terms of the Dream Realm side, because there are a lot of better buffers, better supports with better units over time, but Mikola in general can be used at one copy. So if you are new to the game and you want to improve your Dream Realm scores or just your bossing scores in general, I think Mikola is definitely a decent purchase at one copy. So that will be for Mikola's case. No rush to push her tiers, or you can actually wait patiently for you to get like one copy of her Soul Sigils from all the A level stones itself. So that's for Mikola case. Not a priority, but a good unit to have if you need a decent buffer at one copy. So that's for Mikola's case. Then for Alma's case, okay, so this character is what I'll call decently versatile, because Almas has always been a character that goes with Iron, right, in terms of the combos and synergy. So Iron being one of the most prominent characters in the AFK stage side, as well as also like the PvP side, even though he's not as strong as he used to be, like this Iron Almas combo is still a very scary insta control at the start of battle, which allows Almas to be decently versatile in terms of usage. So on the damage and bossing side, Almas is not that good, but for the AFK stage pushing side, as well as the PvP side, Almas is still seeing used consistently. So for Almas's case, I don't think you need to have him at the super high tier. Like what's more important for Almas's kit would be to get him to M+, Mythic+, for the EX weapon, so that when Iron pulls, you will be able to get the Prowling Root insta stun onto the opponent. So that's for Almas's recommended tier. For Lily May as well as Ludovic, I think you can push them to the Supreme Plus tier, and specifically for Lily May, which is more PvP centric, definitely can be pushed to the Paragon tiers as well. And for Mikola, one copy is sufficient, but if you have all the other units built up, building up her tiers to give you more damage for the different bossing contents is also a viable option, although that will be a little bit lower in terms of priority. Now for the next unit, Sinbad's also pretty versatile, but I think Sinbad's more PvE centric than PvP, because like you don't actually see Sinbad a lot in the PvP side. So like if you're building up Sinbad, it's mostly for like bossing against like the physical centric bosses like Illusia, as well as bosses or units, which is favorable for this character. So this season, the Magical Charm, Twins, as well as the unit synergy, and also physical damage being favored, makes Sinbad a lot stronger in terms of the bossing side. So this is a character that sees use for the Endless Dream Realm bosses, with specific niche usage in the AFK stages as well. So pretty good physical damage character in general, with the ability to debuff, and also pretty high in priority. Now for Lenya's case, I don't think Lenya's as high of a priority as compared to Sinbad as a physical attacker, but Lenya specifically on the PvP side is a lot stronger compared to Sinbad. So if you want to evaluate between Sinbad as well as Lenya, I'll say for most people, go for Sinbad first, because Sinbad is generally stronger for the PvE side. And for Lenya's case, this character can be used as a physical attacker, not as good as Sinbad, but more importantly, this character is insanely strong for the Supreme Arena side. So if you are more like built towards that, then I think Lenya's okay, specifically with this season's mechanic. But Sinbad in most cases is the safer bet as the A-level physical attacker. So that's for Lenya and Sinbad. So for Sinbad's case, I think Supreme Plus is more than sufficient. Like for Lenya's case, I think yeah, also Supreme Plus more than sufficient, unless you are pushing her a lot for the Supreme Arena side. If not, I think this ability to reduce her damage to allow her to survive better in most cases is more than sufficient, and being a damage dealer for your PvE content, Supreme Plus is more than enough for you to get good damage in your different brackets itself. So that's for Lenya. And then for Sinbad's case, same thing. So for Sinbad's case right here, we have Sinbad built up. So my Sinbad currently is at Paragon 2, because like I just don't have a better A-level light bearers. But for Sinbad's case, you can use him for PvP, but most of the time is for PvE content. So I think Supreme Plus for the additional damage on dual cut is more than sufficient. So that's for Sinbad's case. Now moving back to the list, I'll say for Tarsi's case, So I do have Tarsi maxed out in terms of my Soulstone store. Right now, Tarsi is insanely meta for PvP, and I think for Tarsi's kit, this character will remain in PvP for quite a bit because she's quite annoying. She keeps on coming back to life. She has an insanely powerful control ability in her ultimate, and she's just very elusive in general. So I think if you are building up Tarsi, it's more towards the PvP sense moving forward. Although in the AFK stage side, you will still be using Tarsi for certain team setups, for more controls as well as damage, but Tarsi is strictly more PvP by nature moving forward, at least based on what I can observe. Of course, this character doesn't see much use for bossing, and then for the AFK stage side, usable, but like I think in most cases, like you would see her for your normal arena as well as Supreme Arena as well as Clash runs. So you can definitely max her out if you want to get better results, specifically for Supreme Arena as well as Clash runs. But if you're not that into PvP, I think Tarsi is a okay skippable unit. Like you can like not prioritize her in terms of the build up. So that's for my opinion on Tarsi. And then for Sonya's case, Sonya is still one of the best buffers in the game right now. Although as we move up the Endless Dream Realm side, like she doesn't see as much use, but that is only if you have like the meta characters like Twins, like Reina, like Ludovic, like Fresto, like Harrock built up. Then that's where Sonya falls into the oblivion in terms of relevancy. But if not, if you're free to play, right, if you are somebody with limited resources and you want to build up the cheaper alternative to the best teams itself, I think Sonya's a pretty good option right now with the good physical damage coverage in terms of the AoE as well as the single target side, with a massive attack and defense boost onto 2 characters to amp up your overall DPS. So generally still a good pick, specifically for the PvE side. So that's for Sonya. So let us just run through the characters which are good that you want to go for. So Ludovic, generally versatile. Lily May, generally versatile, more towards the PvP side. Mikola, 1 copy is sufficient, more to the PvE side. Tarsi, definitely more PvP by nature, although you can use her for the AFK stages. And then Sonya, more PvE for bossing contents in general. Almas, decently versatile, both for the AFK stage pushing side as well as the PvP side. And then we have Lenya, good for PvP, usable for specific PvE contents where you need a good Wilders carry. And then Sinbad, one of the best physical attacker, mostly for the PvE side in the current meta. So those are the characters that you want to go for with your excess soulstones, right? But if you are saving up for Bonnie, feel free to save up. She should be coming really soon. And that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys.